Hello students, today we are going to start your next chapter, chapter 6 of Beehive, My Childhood. This chapter is an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. Kalam, in his autobiography, tells us about his childhood. One of the world's greatest scientists, Dr. Kalam was born into a middle-class Muslim family in 1931 at Rameshwaram. He was born in a middle-class Muslim family in 1931 at Rameshwaram. His journey from a middle-class family in Rameshwaram to the President House was not as smooth as person think. His journey from middle class family of life, he worked hard and faced all the odds of life. He never regretted what he has got of, but he continued to achieve more and more success. Born in a conservative society, his family, his teachers and his friends influenced Dr. Kalam in his childhood. His father, Jainul Abidin, was not much educated, but he was very generous and a kind person. He was not rich, but he provided Abdul with a happy and secure childhood. Abdul inherited honesty and self-discipline from his father. Abdul earned his first wages by working as a helping hand to his cousins, Shamsuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram. Apart from his parents, he was also influenced by some of his friends and teachers. He had three close friends: Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Siva Prakshan. Once, when he was in 5th standard, a new teacher asked him not to sit in front row. New teacher asked him not to sit in the front row along with the high caste Brahmin boys. At that time, racial caste discrimination was there. So he was not allowed to sit in the first row with Brahman boys. Abdul found Ramanatha Shastri weeping as he went to the last row. This made a lasting impression on Abdul. Abdul was deeply influenced by his science teacher, Shiva Subramanya Iyer. His science teacher was Shiva Subramanya Iyer. Abdul learned the lesson of breaking social barriers from him. Iyer invited Abdul to his home for a meal. His wife was an Orthodox Brahmin. She refused to serve a Muslim boy in her pure kitchen. Iyer served Abdul with his own hands and sat down beside him to eat his meal. He convinced his wife to serve meal with her own hands. Now, Abdul was a grown-up. His father sent him to the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram for higher education. Her father remarked, "Abdul, I know you have to go away and grow," and thus begins his journey. His father wished him good luck for the future and sent him to Ramanathapuram for his further studies. Okay, now we are taking another chapter also. Your another chapter is packing. It's a novel. It's a part of novel actually. written by Jerome K. Jerome. You might have heard a story about three men in a boat. Last years back, three men in a boat was the part of this syllabus, but now it has been excluded. But one part, one clipping has been given in your text. Summary of this chapter: packing. Preparing for a trip is something more fun than the trip itself. In this story, the author and his friends, George and Harris. Three friends were there: Jerome, George, and Harris. Jerome himself was the writer, author, and two other friends, George and Harris, were there. They are supposed to go on a trip. It is a humorous story. The humor lies in the funny actions of the author and his friends. The author felt proud of his packing skills. Actually, author was Jerome. He offered to do the packing. His friends allowed him to do so and they relaxed. The author was not happy because he wanted to boss the situation. He never meant to do it himself. He wanted to supervise the job. He wanted them to pack under his supervision. But his offer was misunderstood and they made him pack the things all by himself. When they relaxed, he got irritated. The author started packing. When the packing was over, George asked if the soap was packed. George was insisting Jerome that whether he has packed soap or not. The author refused to reopen the bag, but he realized that the tobacco pouch which he was using was left inside the bag. So he had to reopen it. George and Harris offered to do the rest. Now George and Harris wanted to help him. They were not good packers. They messed up everything. They stepped on things and broke them. Everything was upset. Then Montmorency, their dog, came and added to the confusion. He sat down on the things which were to be packed. He put the legs into the jam. He pretended the lemons as rats. There was a confusion all around. Finally, the packing was done at 12:50 at night. Now they decided to sleep. There were again a question of finding beds. Harris and the author shared a bed while George slept alone. They argued when they should get up. Finally, they decided to get up at 6:30 a.m. and slept. And they wanted to leave early in the morning so that they can enjoy the beauty of nature. This was your chapter. And in the last video, I have told you that we are conducting two chapters from Moment. But unfortunately, I was having just one chapter from that. And next chapter that was left was chapter 4 in the Kingdom of Fools. Now I am trying to complete this chapter in this video. Summary of this chapter: in the Kingdom of Fools. This chapter was written by A.K. Ramanujan. It is a story of kingdom where the kings and the ministers both were idiots. Actually, kings and ministers both were stupids and fools, we can say. They had ordered that the night be treated as day and all the people should work only after dark. That means, उनके कहने का मतलब ये था कि जो इंसान दिन में काम करता है वो सारे काम वो रात में करे और रात के जो काम है जैसे कि सोना और रेस्ट करना वो दिन में करते थे. लाइक दे कंसीडर्ड डे एज नाइट एंड नाइट वाज कंसीडर्ड एज डे. They should go to bed as soon as the sun came up. The king's order was followed by the people for fear of death, and the people followed due to death. This delighted the king and his ministers. So king and ministers both decided that the rules given by the king and ministers were good. Once a guru and his disciple came to that city. Soon they realized that they were in the kingdom of fools. This guru and disciple were honest person, and guru was very wise. So he knew that this was the kingdom of fools. He advised his disciple that they should leave that place at once, as it was not safe to stay here. But the disciple was a food freak, that means he loved foods, and the area they came through was the cheapest place. Everything they purchase, they buy, was just of 1 dudu, that means 1 paise. So the disciple wanted to take advantage of it, and he wanted to eat to his mouth fill. He found the city with very cheap. He decided to stay here. He ate to his fill and soon grew fat. The guru left the place, and disciple stayed in the same place in the kingdom of fools and grew fat. Meanwhile, there was a unique trial in the court of the king. A thief had broken into a rich merchant's house. As he was coming out of the hole, the old wall fell on him and he died on the spot. His brother blamed the rich merchant for the death of his brother. He appealed to the king. The accused was summoned. The merchant pleaded that he was innocent. He blamed the bricklayer who had built a weak wall. The bricklayer was summoned. He held the dancing girl responsible for distracting him. She was also summoned. She blamed the goldsmith who did not make her ornaments in time. The goldsmith admitted that he could not make her jewelry in her time, but he pleaded that a rich merchant had pressed him to make ornaments early for a family wedding. The rich merchant was the father of the present merchant of the house, who was accused by the thief's brother. Now, the king ruled that the rich merchant was the real culprit. The merchant pleaded that it was his father, not he, has ordered for the jewelry. The king consulted his ministers and ruled that he had inherited all the wealth as well as sins of his dead fathers. So, he was a real culprit. That means, उसे जो कुछ भी मिला था वो उसके फादर से ही मिला था. सो जो सजा थी वो उसके बेटे को मिलनी चाहिए. Now the rich merchant was ordered to be executed. A new stake was built. फांसी का नया फंदा बनाया गया. बट जो नया फंदा बना वो काफी बड़ा था, जो कि मर्चेंट जो था वो बहुत ही ज्यादा पतला, इसीलिए मर्चेंट पतला था, इसीलिए वो फांसी का फंदा उसके गले में फिट नहीं आ रहा था. द किंग ऑर्डर्ड टू फाइंड अ पर्सन. इसीलिए राजा ने आदेश दिया कि एक ऐसा इंसान ढूंढा जाए जो कि इस फंदे में फिट बैठे. तो गुरु और डिसाइपल आए थे. गुरु तो चला गया था, बट डिसाइपल वहीं रह गया और वो खा खा के काफी मोटा हो चुका था. इसी वजह से अब वो फांसी का फंदा उसके गले में फिट आ रहा था. उसे वहां पर लाया गया जहां पर फांसी देनी थी. ही रिमेम्बर्ड हिज गुरु हु अपीयर्ड एट वंस. तब उस शिष्य को अपने गुरु की बात याद आई कि किंगडम ऑफ फूल्स, मूर्खों के प्रदेश में कोई भी सुरक्षित नहीं हो सकता. उसने अपने गुरु को याद किया. गुरु अपीयर्ड एट वंस. वो तुरंत वहां आ गए. ही विस्पर्ड समथिंग टू हिम. गुरु ने शिष्य के कान में कुछ कहा. नाउ दे स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग. अब दोनों लड़ने लगे. ईच वांटेड टू बी एग्जीक्यूटेड फर्स्ट. अब दोनों ही ये जिद करने लगे कि कौन फांसी के फंदे पर पहले चढ़ेगा। द किंग आस्क्ड व्हाई दे वर फाइटिंग। राजा ने उनसे पूछा कि वो क्यों लड़ रहे हैं, फांसी के फंदे पर लटकने के लिए पहले में क्यों कर रहे हैं। तब गुरु ने उन्हें बताया कि जो भी फांसी के फंदे पर पहले चढ़ेगा और पहले जिसकी मौत होगी वो उस राज्य का नया राजा बनेगा और जो नेक्स्ट होगा वो उसका मिनिस्टर बनेगा। तो इस तरीके से उसे बताया कि ये जो फांसी का फंदा है, वो जो स्टेक है, दैट वाज नॉट एन ऑर्डिनरी स्टेक, इट वाज द स्टेक ऑफ गॉड, सो इट वाज वेरी स्पेशल। द किंग कंसल्टेड हिज मिनिस्टर एंड दे डिसाइडेड टू टेक देयर प्लेस। और राजा ने अपने मंत्रियों से सलाह ली और उन लोगों ने डिसाइड किया कि राजा और उसके मंत्री ही चढ़ेंगे। दे वॉन्टेड टू बी रीबॉर्न एज द किंग एंड द मिनिस्टर। अब वो दोनों ही, राजा और उसका मंत्री, दोनों ही वापस से राजा और मंत्री बनना चाहते थे। इसीलिए दे वेंट सीक्रेटली टू द प्रिजन एंड रिलीज द गुरु एंड हिज डिसाइपल। वो चुपचाप जेल में गए और वहां से गुरु और उसके शिष्य को वहां से चुपचाप भगा दिया। द किंग एंड हिज मिनिस्टर वाज एग्जीक्यूटेड द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग। और राजा और उसका मंत्री अगली सुबह फांसी के फंदे पर चढ़ गए। नाउ द पीपल रिक्वेस्टेड द गुरु एंड हिज डिसाइपल टू बी देयर न्यू किंग एंड मिनिस्टर। वहां के उस राज्य के लोगों ने गुरु और उसके शिष्य से कहा कि वो इस राज्य का राजा और मंत्री बन जाएं। दे अग्रीड एंड चेंज द ओल्ड लॉज। और अब वो दोनों राजा और मंत्री बन चुके थे और उन लोगों ने जो पुराने कानून थे, दिन का समय रात का और रात का समय दिन का होना है, तो वो सारी चीज़ें जो ओल्ड लॉज थे दैट वाज चेंज, उन्होंने बदल दिए। और इस तरीके से दिन के समय में जो काम हुआ करते थे वो दिन में ही होते थे और जो रात के समय में काम किए जाते हैं वो रात को ही किए जाते थे। दैट्स ऑल योर चैप्टर इज, एंड question answers of this chapter will be given to you afterwards. Thank you.